yeah, you know what time it is. That's right, it's time for Rivals Assemble, a Marvel Rivals podcast. I am your host, Mark Turcott, and you are tuned in to episode 29. And once again, we had a show all planned, had a little bit to talk about, not too much, but then boom, we get the big reveal of all the details for Season 2.5, including Ultron, the new map, a new game mode, all kinds of stuff coming in that. So we got a huge episode here for you tonight. So to break it all down with me here, first up, Neil, what's up, dude?
Rivals Assemble! Hey, Mark. Hey, everybody. 29. We're here. And wow, Guan, never slowing down with the info dump today. So let's dig into it. Let's go through it.
I mean, seriously, dude. Like, I went to work this morning, created the rundown. I was like, there's not much, we'll kind of breeze through this episode. And then just like the messages started coming, like, huge dev diary. Here's the Ultron trailer. Like, oh my goodness. So
you must, as I said earlier, you must have shared the link with Guan, so he knows when you're done the notes. So he messes it all up.
Yeah, somehow he's in our rundown.
Keeps us on our toes.
Oh man. And also joining us here, Ken's, what's up, man?
What's going on? Happy Thor's Day, everybody. There was going to be some Thor lore tonight, but this has gotten too extreme, and so there's just way too much to talk about. We've got our Thor Patreon episode we're going to record tonight, and I hope that bit of content is enough Thor content for you, because Thor is getting a massive nerf and is getting just decimated. So we're gonna get there, but I don't understand. And that's all I have right now.
I don't know.
It's a little preview.
Odin's stripping him of his powers.
Yeah.
Just gotta say, what's going on, Guan? But yeah, well, what is it, Neil, that you always say, like, what's going on, Guan? Like, that's that
is the name of our news segment. Yeah, we changed it about 10 episodes ago now. So hopefully we get that right when we.
But in this case, it's like, what is going on, Guan? Like, why are we nerfing Thor? Like, I don't understand it. I don't understand it, man.
Yeah. Lots to talk about.
Yeah, lots to talk about here today. But what's up, everybody here? Thank you here for tuning into the show. Obviously, Matt is not here with us this week. He is at MomoCon right now. So we've been kind of plugging this here for the last month or so. He is there DMing both some Marvel Multiverse RPG and even some D&D. So I'm sure he's going to give us all the rundown or all the feedback next week in the show. Tell us all about it. So I'm really looking forward to it. And hopefully, if you are there, you get a chance to meet up with him. Join our Discord, message him, and I'm sure he'd love to meet some of you guys. But what's up to everybody over on YouTube and Twitch? Thank you guys here for tuning into the show. So glad you guys could be a part of it. And big what's up, of course, to everybody over on Spotify and on iTunes if you're listening to the podcast or whatever your podcast service of choice. Thank you here for tuning into the show. Don't forget you can go over to rivalsassemble.com. You can find all our social links over there, including our Twitter, Blue Sky, links to the YouTube, Twitch, all that stuff. And you can also find a link to our Discord over there, which we are over 300 plus proud members over there. So go join up over there. There's always a group of people playing. We have an LFG channel. We have, anywhere from just casual players to pro players. And we're not just talking Rivals in there. We're talking just all video games, comics. So if you like the lore segments here in the show, you can find some other lore-minded folks over there. So be sure to head over there. And, of course, always leave us some comments over on Spotify. It's a great way to have your questions, which we're going to get to some listener questions later on in the show from over there. So, also, if you want to help support the show, you can become a patron over at patreon.com/rivalsassemble. And this week, unfortunately, with MomoCon going on, Matt was unable to get his solo show out, but it is coming. So we're going to get it out hopefully at some point, either by the end of this weekend or early next week. But our MCU recap, as we've been working our way through the MCU on Thor, Marvel Studios Thor, is this Monday. We're actually going to record that here after we record this very podcast. So a lot of Thor stuff going on tonight, from Thor getting nerfed to MCU recap. So if you want to join that, you can head over to patreon.com/rivalsassemble.com and become a true believer and find all the information over there. One final quick thing before we get rolling, I know we got lots to get to here, and I'm trying to get through all this, is our NHL Playoff Bracket Challenge is continuing. If you guys know me, I'm a Carolina Hurricanes fan. Of course, I picked them to win it all. Not going so hot right now, especially as we're recording this. They're down 3-0 right now.
Did you see the someone just sent a message in the Discord? Kite in the Discord said that you and him are tied in the Moose Cup right now, and that you have
has the
Carolina and
Panthers.
he has Florida.
Yes.
And so the winner of that series basically decides the winner of this cup.
Well, so. I mean, either way, the winner of the cup is getting not only the inaugural Moose Cup and bragging rights for a year, but you're getting a skin in game, and I can't get that. So if he is already second, which he's going to finish second too, because the Canes are going to come back and win. He's going to get that skin, I guess. So. So we will see about that. But guys, let's talk about our poll this week. Every week we do a challenge here on the show where we are tasked with playing 10 games of a character throughout that week. And so we asked you guys, what should our next character challenge be? And we gave you Adam Warlock, Hawkeye, Wolverine, Thing, or Iron Fist. And with 92 votes, again, you can vote for these over on Spotify under the podcast. But 92 votes coming in with the win, 23 votes, 25% total. Wolverine with the win. So guys, next week we are playing Logan himself. How you guys feeling about that? Trying to dive into Wolverine.
I think it's going to be nice going back to melee character. We had Black Widow, which was sniping all day. I never understood her close range moves. Whenever I was going toe to toe with anybody, I was losing. So, and then with Jeff, I've been trying to figure out that bubble ranged attack. So it'll be nice just to get in people's faces and start swiping away.
Yeah. Kenzie, have you played a lot of Wolverine or no?
A little bit, not too much, enough to already kind of understand what he's supposed to do. Whereas like a lot of these other ones, I didn't have a clue. But yeah, it's not my go-to. But I in doing these challenges, I've come to realize that like you don't want me playing damage on your team. Like I can heal all right, and I'm a great tank. But the second you put me in a damage role, I just we'll take the L. It's fine. So I'm ready for a couple more games like that this week.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to Wolverine. I think it's going to be fun. I mean, the big thing with him is just keep your rage up, because that's how you just get more damage with him. But I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. Coming in second was Adam Warlock with 20 votes and Iron Fist with 20 votes. And then Thing, I guess, coming in third with 16, and then the last was Hawkeye, which I was kind of surprised. I thought Hawkeye was going to actually be the one to pull away with it, because I think people wanted, or I was just thinking people wanted to put us through the torture of having to play Hawkeye.
I did try to pad the votes, and I went and voted for Thing. It didn't matter.
Nice. Did you guys see someone set up a Wii nunchuck to go with the Thing?
Did. Yeah.
So you can actually start throwing some punches. And
are you serious? Wow, that's cool.
Control the Thing. It looked awesome.
That would be good even for Hulk, man. The clap. If you could clap the two together.
Oh, yeah. That'd be great.
That'd be sweet.
I did set up my Wii recently because I got some games at a yard sale. So I need to figure that out, how to get that going on my PlayStation.
I'm sure it's not complicated at all.
Very easy. Yes, plug it in.
It's like playing Dark Souls on the Donkey
Dance
Kong
Dance Revolution pad or something.
Yeah.
So our next week's poll, and if you want to vote on this, go to this very episode on Spotify. You can see it. Make sure your app is updated too. That's the best way to get it. But what are you most excited for in season 2.5? So we're going to be talking about that here in the podcast. So if you don't know what's coming in 2.5, this may spoil a little bit of that for you. But what are you most excited for in season 2.5? Ultron, the new map,
playable hero,
the new map, the new experimental mode, new lore, new team-ups, or the hero changes. So Ultron, new map, the new experimental mode, new lore, new team-ups, or the hero changes. Head over to the Spotify under this podcast and vote. Let us know what you are most excited for in season 2.5. I don't know, as much as excited as I am for Ultron, that's kind of the given.
Yeah, I think Ultron's going to run away with this one.
Yeah, but I'm kind of excited for the new mode. We're going to talk about it, but that kind of has me a little excited to what that could be, or what that's going to be. I mean, we know what it is.
I think this is going to be tight all around. All of these things excite me. So
it's awesome.
We'll see.
All right, let's move on to our challenge. So last week, you guys tasked us with a Jeff challenge. So we've been playing Jeff this week. I'm going to be honest. I only played 8 games. I did not play 10. And for me, what did I go? I went 4 for 4 with Jeff. Didn't really play an attack Jeff. I was more just kind of like out there healing. So most of my games I had some pretty good, assists and things like that. And I mean, one game I had 14 kills. But it just kind of depended on the team, that I was with. I think my issue with Jeff is I just don't find him like exciting to play. I don't know. I mean, the most excitement I got with him was like running away from Jeff, trying to like hide from him and like just, I don't know, like just get away from other people maybe that were out there. But I just, I don't know. It just isn't exactly the hero for me. I don't know. I mean, you guys, how do you guys feel about Jeff? Is he an exciting hero for you? Like I was just getting bored kind of playing him.
You stole my thunder there of like, that's exactly what I was going to say of like, there have been several of these challenges. I think I said last time of like, most of them end well, where it's like in the beginning, I'm usually not having a good time because I'm playing a character that I don't really want to play. But by the end of it, I'm like, man, I'm glad I did that. And this one was kind of the opposite, where at the beginning I was like, Jeff's cool. Like Jeff's great. I'm having a good time. But then like by like game 7, I was like, man, I'm not even fun because I'm bored. Like I don't want to play Jeff anymore. Like he's fine, but like there's nothing interesting happening right now.
Yeah, I mean, a couple games, like when I look at my stats where, I mean, there was a couple games we just got crushed. And it was just because there was like a Spider-Man in one game. And then another game, there's a Black Panther that was just like crushing us. And half of it was because I had to, go underground and just run basically. And like hide and going up the wall and just trying to get away, which was kind of fun trying to get out of, just get out of there. But then it just got annoying. And I'm like, this is just not, I don't know, just not my I don't find Jeff that fun. I like the character. He's cool. And actually, I mean, we're going to talk about some of his rework, which could be cool. Kind of maybe that's going to make a difference in how they're changing him a little bit. But I don't know. What did you think, Neil?
My stats are terrible here. I had a big Jeff night. I played 9 games in a row in one sitting.
Oh man.
Went 3-6, and then I played my last game the next day after a fresh mind, and I ended up winning that one. So I'm 4-6 overall. I didn't feel like I did that bad as I played. I think it feels good, as you said, to run away from people and just hop underground. You have really good escape. This was similar to Psylocke the week before, so I'm getting kind of used to that as like things are going bad. Let's get out of here, and having the ability to do that. So when we go into Wolverine next week, I'll have to think about that a little bit more. But overall, it was the healing ability is pretty nice. You've got great range on that, but it is like a projectile, so you gotta really lead your target kind of deal. Similar to his attack ability, the Hawk Tua, as I call it. That is hard to hit, but when you do hit, it does feel good. And I was getting dove on quite a bit, as you do in quick play. And it did feel good. I had a 1v1 versus, I don't know, it was an Iron Fist or something like that. But when you take out one of those guys with the giant bubbles, it feels great.
Yeah.
I think we got some advice from our Discord on some things, and I did go attack Jeff for a couple games. Honestly, my most fun game of Jeff was the one that you and I played, Neil, where you were Magic, and I think we had 3
That was
healers.
Great.
I think we had 3 healers that game, and so like I was just kind of like off DPS, and like I was following you around and like supporting you with damage. Then you take some damage and I'd heal you, and it was like we were just like a force to be reckoned with.
That's awesome.
I forgot about that one. That was right after the show last week.
Yeah,
and,
that was cool.
Yeah, we tag teamed, we coordinated, we were chatting. Yeah, it's
Jeff.
Much more fun.
Is like using those I would mainly use the bubbles like for self heal. Like if I was getting dove, or like if I was DPS Jeff, I would be popping those bubbles to heal myself more than anything else. I honestly would kind of forget about them if otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, I was just kind of like just launching them up to kind of get them behind where, almost more like midline, kind of, so my tanks to kind of back up into them if needed. And so I don't know if maybe I was taking too much time trying to do that, maybe, and that was almost more of a hindrance to me. Did you guys miss any of your ultimates? Because I did probably 3 or 4 times. I'd go in and then be like, you start swirling, you just get nobody, and it's like.
There was one that was feeling. I wanted to screen grab it and post it and be like, man, I'm so good at Jeff, because it was like I sucked up 3 or 4 of them. It was on Shin Shibuya, and towards the end where there's that ledge that's right next to the last push, and I'd sucked everybody up, and I was dutting my way all the way over to the ledge, and I ran out of time, but my plan was to jump over the edge and kill everybody as I died, but I ran out of time as I jumped, so everyone flew out behind me, and I jumped over the ledge and died, and no one else did.
I thought when you run out of time, you shoot them forward anyway, don't you?
They did it. I wasn't far enough to where they still, but I'd jumped forward, and so they were all still able to live. And
sometimes when you get spit out by him, you can kind of I've gone over a ledge and then kind of slowly come back.
They had enough space. They had enough space to come back down for sure.
Oh, that sucks. You know what I did too? Jeff. Playing mouse and keyboard, I swapped my right and left mouse click too. That was another thing I did too. I don't know what it was. I liked having
that's smart.
It just felt better that way.
And then right click to heal.
Yeah. So I don't know, on controller I think is it right? I can't remember
Trigger.
what it is.
Yeah, it's left and yeah.
But
no, when you do hit those ults, I think my best was three kills. And trying to look over the edge and shoot them down. Penny Parker survived a few times because she's got that the webbing to save herself. So I've got to learn whenever there's Penny in there, I got to just jump off and keep her in my belly. But one of the good tip that we had from the Discord that I tried to remember to use when I could was throw out those bubbles on your path to the edge of the map, because as you're in ultimate form, I guess, with people in your belly, you can still run over your bubbles and get those speed boosts and the health from it too.
That's a good idea.
So you spit out a nice little path for you to follow once you get the guys, and you really start to think about where the ledges are that you can go into that.
Yeah.
And the other thing I used once too was it was close enough to our spawn that I could go back into our spawn, and then when the enemies get spit out in the spawn, they automatically die as well. So that's a fun thing to use too.
Yeah, that's one thing. I've never done that. I've seen clips of that, but I've never actually done that.
Yeah, I had a couple of Midtown games, and I couldn't figure out where to spit them.
I don't even know if it was that map, but just a lot of maps I didn't know where to go, and so I didn't even want to pop the ultimate because I was like, I don't know where to go.
That's what I did. Just kind of hold on to it. But...
yeah. Because you do damage them when they're in there, so it's if you got somebody that's slow, you can hold on to them long enough. But you're playing Jeff, you want to grab them and spit them off. You want to spit them off.
Did you guys use any of the team ups, the Groot or the Luna Snow?
I think I had the Luna. Luna gets you. Is it the freeze bubble?
And it's more damage. That one's awesome. I was popping off with that one, which I think that one's going away now. But and then the Groot one I would do sometimes, but I felt like I was kind of pointless, and I would just die on his shoulders. I just don't know what else.
That's me when I play Rocket. I just don't hop on Groot normally. I don't know.
With the Luna Snowball, you leave ice on the floor after. Does that do anything?
I don't know.
Or it's just for looks.
It slows them. Maybe?
It feels good. I like to cover everything in ice just because it's available. But I feel with Rocket and Groot rather than Jeff and Groot, it's an easier way to heal your tank kind of thing, because Rocket throws out those healing orbs and that will heal Groot right away.
You have to look down, don't you? Or I don't know how it works really. You may not have to. It may just as soon as you start spitting, he heals.
Maybe with Jeff, you can still heal Groot when you're on the shoulders. I didn't try that.
I think you can. I don't. I think you just hold down the button and it heals him regardless of where you're aiming. But I wasn't really paying attention.
All right, so there it is for our challenge, guys. Next week, Wolverine. We'll see how that goes. Wolverine's one of those characters that I'll just decide to play him one day and have one great match and be like, I'm awesome at Wolverine, and then the next match just get decimated.
The best Wolverine ever.
I think that's why I bought the Deadpool skin. Way back in season 0, I had one good match, and I was like, "Oh, this character is amazing! I'm buying the skin." And then ever since then, it's been terrible. Anyways, we got lots to talk about, guys. Let's move on here to our news segment that we call the Not So Daily Bugle News.
J. Jonah Jameson here.
All right. Well, we do obviously have tons and tons to get to, but before we get to the new stuff, and I say I like to say newer stuff, but the stuff everybody really wants to talk about, let's briefly get through the stuff that is out right now that's new in the game. And that, of course, as usual, is a new patch that, of course, is bringing some new skins to the game. We have the Immortal Sovereign bundle coming to the game for Scarlet Witch with her Immortal Sovereign, and Adam Warlock's Immortal Avatar. So what do you guys think of these skins? Kind of at first glance here.
I think it looks great. The Scarlet Witch one does look more different than the other ones that have been out.
Yeah.
Like this does kind of stand out a bit more than the previous ones. And the Adam Warlock, I don't know. It's going to be hard to give up that season pass one from last season.
That one is sweet. Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. So the Immortal Sovereign, Scarlet Witch, it says, high atop Kunlun, the celestial goddess awaits. Her crimson cloak, aglow with golden radiance, dazzles like the dawn. Harnessing the primordial chaos to mold the fabric of existence, she casts her protective spells, standing as a guardian against the encroaching darkness. Yeah, this skin is pretty sweet. You know, my only problem with all these Scarlet Witch skins is that because, and I hate to say this, but because we were in the alpha, and I have the alpha skin, like the white Scarlet Witch skin.
The only one that's not red?
It's the only one that I like to use because it's just like, and I know it's like, oh, I'm like showing off I was in the alpha, which is just by chance, had nothing to do with skill, nothing to do with anything. It's like, that's the one I always like to use when I do it, which her skins are incredible. This skin is amazing. The animation on it, everything looks awesome.
Yeah.
But
what's her, you know how every hero has like the cheap off color one? What color is that for her?
Oh, that's a good question.
Is it like red or is it a different?
I don't know.
Different color.
We have
is it? There's a spot we can look that up without being in game, but
yeah.
I'll look that up as we chat.
Either way, she has some. I mean, her skins all look great. Let's see. Adam Warlock's, it says, within the depths of Kunlun's northern gorge lays a sacred stone, a vessel of celestial energies. As it fractured, a magnificent figure emerged, golden-haired with eyes that capture the essence of dawn. When the arcane forces awakened, vitality surged forth, and the shadows retreated before the light of creation. Shine bright as a golden beacon of superhuman strength in the form of Adam Warlock's immortal avatar. This one's kind of cool, man. I do like the dragons kind of up on the shoulders. I don't know if it almost looks like the fur on Thor's, but it's actually like almost more pauldrons, like golden dragon heads.
Yeah, it's bulky.
Looks pretty good.
Yep.
That's cool. It's awesome. Probably my second favorite one next to the one we got from the Battle Pass.
Yeah.
Yeah. His staff looks great. Or wand? Staff?
So
what is it? It is.
That's a staff.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks cool. The head on top of it with a little gem in the middle.
It's a good one.
Looks awesome. And he's got like a little more, this is dark, right? It's kind of like a gray coat with some gold around it. So it's, yeah, he looks a bit bulkier maybe compared to the other skins.
I wonder if his hitbox is actually, have they ever confirmed like any of these skins? Like, does it actually expand? I mean, it shouldn't, right? The hitbox on any of these characters.
It shouldn't. I know Thor's made it harder for you to hit other people's hitbox, but
that's right.
They fixed that. So,
yeah. Let's see. Also coming with this patch, a couple new features were brought in there. So, number one, the Hellfire Gala Moments has been extended by a week. So, I know you guys, did you get your patch skin? Your
no,
Wolverine
I'm
skin?
very glad they extended this because it was not going to happen. So,
and I just want to say, I think 2 weeks ago on the podcast, I mentioned this event. And I remember Matt thinking I was crazy. I even think you guys were just like, it's just like a regular event. There are posts on Reddit. There are people in our Discord who cannot figure out how to complete this event. And it's not that it's hard in any way, but it's so convoluted in how you have to like I said, it shows you like Act 2, you finished 4 of 4, but you actually have to not only buy every card available in Act 2, you also have to finish like all 6 quests that they give you, and then like another round of them, and then wait a day, and then you get Act 3. But nowhere is that like shown, I guess, in one fluid path. Like, it's just very strange. Like, there was a couple days we just kept getting messages in the Discord of people saying, like, I've waited another day. Like, it hasn't unlocked. Why hasn't it unlocked? And 24 hours later, still hasn't unlocked. And then I've seen posts on Reddit. So I think that's why they've extended this, because people were just kind of stuck.
You done messed up.
Not knowing what to do.
Yeah, I've completed every event they've done. I've got all the free stuff up to this point, and I was content with, like, this was just not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But so now maybe I'll get it done. But
yeah, good.
We'll check back in next week. See if it happens.
With this event, I was kind of stuck on the first spot or the first phase for a long time because we were not playing healers in our weekly challenge. So picking Jeff this week, I was finally able to finish that third heal X amount of damage. So now I'm in that where you just talked about. I'm in that stage 2, and I thought you would just have to. I remember you talking about the 4 out of 4, but you really need 6. But I didn't realize that I'm gonna have to complete all the quests as well. So I'm at stage 1 of 3. For the quests, I think I have 1 or 2 more cards to buy, but it's good to know that I need to focus on those quests.
Make sure to buy all your cards, and then the best place is just go to the missions tab. You know, like if you like pause the gaming, say like view missions, and go to the Hellfire Gala moments and just see what you need to complete there. Just do it all. Like, just complete all that stuff, and then you'll get it. But I think that's what people were missing, is they weren't going to that screen and just looking at the UI of the event itself, and that's not everything you need. There's more. A couple other new features added to the game. So the store now, they've streamlined the first 2 pages, and it's just new arrivals and recommended. So, just neat little, I guess, quality of life thing for the new stuff you're looking for. They've also added a use default costume voice under the settings and audio. So if you don't like, I guess, the voice that comes with the skins that you bought, you can keep it to the default voice, which I know some of them do change. Like, I know, like Captain America, if I have the Falcon one on, the like Cyber Falcon or whatever that one is called, he has more of a robotic voice. So you can just go back if you want to wear
sound effects.
Sound normal. Yeah,
sound effects too, right? So your abilities can change. So it's good to have the normal ones. So it's, I don't know, you can know what's being used, and a lot of people take the audio cues as ingrained into their mind and their extension of their control of these people. So that way it's just consistent no matter what skin you're using.
And then the other cool thing is they've added now you can have up to 5 sprays on the battlefield at once, which I tried that today. Actually, I logged in and like surrounded myself in Jeff sprays. I had like the winter spray, the Marvel Unlimited spray, the default spray. Like,
that's cool.
Yeah,
that's fun.
So sprays everywhere. Like in the one room I was in, all on the wall. I think it was was it Shin Shibuya maybe we were on, and like just the wall going out, like everybody just had sprays all over the wall. So
that's great. Like, I see why they only allowed 1 to start with, because people would get carried away with it. But if they want you to spend money to get these things, then let us use them more. Because right now it's everyone uses their 1 in the spawn room, and then I forget about it. So now when there's a lull in the battle, we're waiting for people to respawn and walk back. Then
throw
some sprays. Sure, why not? Especially now that they have separate wheels for them too. You can equip a whole bunch, and you're not using the spots for your emotes. So you can do however many it is. Put them all out there. It'd be great.
And the fact that the game's been out long enough now, and like having completed the free events and some of the battle passes stuff, like we have enough sprays for certain characters where like I can have a whole spray wheel of all like Captain America sprays,
right?
Or all Hulk sprays, So it's kind of cool now. You can have, rather than before you'd have like 2 Hulk sprays and then the rest were just like a Penny Parker spray and a Mr. Fantastic, whatever it was. Where now you can have like a full wheel of sprays just for that character, which is kind of cool. And now you can have 5 of them plop down is even better.
I feel like they can do some improvements on like the spray equipping page, because it's just all of them. It's all the sprays.
Yeah, you can't organize them. I was looking at that today. There's no way to say like by character or by newest. It'll say new on it, but like when I scroll down, because unless you've like clicked on it before, even though I could have unlocked one of these things 2 weeks ago, if I have not gone into the spray screen, it'll still just say new, and I can't I want to know my newest,
Yeah.
maybe most used
Color, even by color.
Yeah, whatever.
It'd be nice maybe if it wasn't just this like tiny 2x2 column in like the corner of the screen and like took up like the actual screen.
Yeah.
That might be a good
because you
change.
don't need to see your character on that screen, right? They show your character still in the middle. Like, just get rid of the character, show me the sprays in the middle of the screen, and allow me to sort them. That'd be great.
Yep. Please, thanks, Congo.
It's probably coming, would be my guess. Also in this patch, though, just some regular fixes and things like that, bug fixes and that. So if you're interested in any of those patch notes, go check them out now. They're, of course, the update's in the game now. So if you've been playing it all today or anytime you're listening to this, it's already in there. So go check that out. But let's move on here to the big stuff. The big thing I know this week that everybody's going to be talking about here this weekend, and that is, of course, the Season 2.5 info dump that came out here today. Not a lore dump. This was a Season 2.5 info dump. We had a Dev Vision Volume 6 that released, and that, of course, I think is kind of the big thing where a lot of this information came from. But before we get into all the other stuff, guys, we got to talk about Ultron, right? I think he's the big thing that, we're voting and having the vote next week. But he's the big thing that people are going to be excited about and wanting to jump into with this season. So what do you guys think just at first glance at looking at this character? How are you feeling about Ultron?
Confused. What does he do? I don't know. We don't have the that sheet that comes out where you can read all their abilities and stuff yet. It's just like this 1 minute video showing everything, and they call him a strategist, but I don't see him really healing anybody outside of his ultimate.
Well, no, so his kit, when you look at it, he's got his primary ability, which is like a beam, essentially, which looks like the range in this thing is just ridiculous. He has if you've played Overwatch, he has a Zenyatta. How Zenyatta had the orbs, the healing orbs. He has a drone, a little Ultron drone that you can pop down on people. And you can see when you watch the trailer, you can actually see the icon, and it shows you actually the player or the character's face. So like it's on Punisher or it's on Emma Frost. And it looks like you can move that orb. So it's kind of a automatically healing or auto healing.
It also has like an AoE to where like it's going to do, I think so. To where like it'll do more healing to the person that it's on, but it'll also anyone around it too will also.
Oh, that's nice.
It looks like
as a dive ball comp.
He is also our first flying strategist, so he can fly, and he has a kind of a bigger boost that kind of launches him up, so you can fly up in the air. And there's
it's like a speed thing, maybe.
When you watch the trailer, there's a Wolverine that kind of jumps him when he's down on the ground, and then he quickly
like a
dashes up, which looks awesome. He has this healing shield, I guess is the right way to say it. Almost looks kind of similar. I mean, it's smaller, but it almost think of like Dagger's healing
contact
wall
lens
that she pushes out. Kind of similar to that in a sense, and it's like 4 of the drones creating this shield that, as far as we know, will protect him as well. That he kind of pushes out, and I think they said that in the dev diary. I think Guan said that it was like a healing shield. And then his ultimate, he summons 4 or 5 Ultron bots with
clones
him and starts just launching. And when he shoots, it damages enemies, obviously, and it is healing as well. So as far as I know, his beam will heal your allies as well. So
the shield, it looks like whenever he pops the shield, it goes through like a Punisher and a Squirrel Girl. They absorb it, and then they gain like a bonus shield on their health, like their health bar gains a shield. And so
I'm interested to see, because his primary almost looks like the Emma Frost beam in, like, remember how strong that looked in the trailer? I mean, it looked like this, where like she was just melting people. He looks like he's just melting people in the trailer. I mean, when it came out, sure, she does a lot of damage, but it's not, I don't think it was as bad as it looked in the trailer. And I'm almost wondering in this case, like, are you really going to be able to melt some of these people this fast? Like, when you watch the trailer, he is just obliterating people.
They're also being like focused by a Punisher and a Doctor Strange and a Storm, and like the whole team is there shooting them,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Ultron's getting the final hit. So I think that it's going to do some good damage. I don't think you're going to have to hold it down. I think it might just kind of be like
No.
a one click, and then the beam lasts for a second or two, and then press it again, and the you move it around.
Well, at the end of the beam, it looks like there's like maybe a burst.
Yeah.
So it's like beam, 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 big burst at the end, and then he gets 8 or so of those in before he has to reload. So it seems like maybe you get bonus. Well, obviously you will if you do the full beam on him, and then you get that last little bit in there. But there's a little burst at the end.
Yeah, I'm watching it when he shoots. Yeah, he does have like a 6 of 6. So maybe every time you hit it, he shoots it, and you got to just focus that beam, and it shoots it.
Kind of like a similar to what we talked about with Psylocke last week. Like it's a double hit every time you tap it once, right? So you tap it once, it's going to be a straight beam for a quarter second or however long that is, and then at the end it gives you that second little bump.
And again, just to be clear to everybody tuning into this, like this is all new to us. Of looking at
we
this.
don't have any actual information.
Obviously, this is why we're just kind of speculating here, but that's the fun of this, right? That's the fun of watching these trailers and trying to pick apart what's going on in there. But I will say I am super excited to play this character. Like I love playing a strategist, so he just looks like he would be a damage strategist. He almost reminds me of, I guess, how I like to play, I guess, Mantis, kind of in the same way where like I'm playing her, and yes, I'm a strategist and I'm healing with her, but I'm also like, if I want to play a strategist where I'm going to get kills, I'm playing her. Like as much as Adam Warlock I know can do a lot, I just always do better with Mantis as more of a offensive strategist. And I'm really hoping he's going to kind of fill that gap, and especially being able to fly and the mobility that he looks like he has. I think he's going to be great. I think he's going to be a lot of fun.
So I don't think the primary fire does healing.
No? I mean, it may not. I mean, it would honestly wouldn't surprise me if it doesn't, because you have not only the shield, but you also have the orb, right? I mean, think of like,
I think if it
literally
did,
Zenyatta
that would be
in Overwatch.
Ridiculous. If it did, like that
would
both. That would be crazy. You would never play another strategist. But being able to do that amount of damage that easily and heal the same amount, there's no way.
Like, again, you don't see him aiming at his allies.
Right, you're right. Right. And it is just another analogy to Mantis. Like her primary doesn't heal.
Right.
It's that other click that you got.
Adam Warlock too.
Yep.
Yeah, they do have it with Cloak and Dagger, right? They have that, and Luna Snow as well.
Yep.
So they do have a couple characters that do it, but maybe just with his support abilities, then they just like, okay, you focus on
like
damage.
Mantis and Adam Warlock are doing a lot more damage than those, at least as far as I know.
Right.
So I think you supplement the more damage for less healing, but
cooldowns on the
still
healing.
Good utility.
Yeah. And he's just an awesome character. Like it's Ultron, man. He's a big robot. He's flying. He's got drones and missiles. He's like Iron Man-ish, android. So excited. And he'll get more people on strategists. So Kens can play DPS for us.
Can't wait.
I think he'll look cool too. What is the Iron Man? Is the Superior Iron Man the silver skin?
Yes.
Like if you have to be teamed up with him, I think that'll look kind of cool. Having them both be kind of silver in that. I think that'd be kind of a cool thing out in the battlefield. Let's see. So, of course, we did have a dev vision released with this. And if you haven't had a chance yet, go watch this. It's over 12 minutes long, I think, kind of diving into it. And it's got Guan in there. Zhong's in there as well. And that was, you perfectly cued that up, waving with Guan. That was great.
He's waving at me. I got to wave back.
That's right. You do.
Hey, Guan.
He's... But so you get your Ultron info in there. We also get our first glimpse of the new map. So we do learn that this is Araco, I think it's called. So it's another Krakoa island. But it has been completely taken over by the Ultron bots and by kind of this.
So this is in my recent reading of House of X, Powers of X, this is Aracoa?
It's Arakko, Araco.
Araco. Okay. Well, it's like, so it was like one being at one point, and then it like split in half.
Okay.
And The other one,
So it's a spawn of Krakoa.
so they both were think like Pangea, right? You know, like
Right.
and it's split apart to different continents, and so there's
Mm.
like it's like Krakoa's sister
Okay.
or brother or whatever. They're related.
But obviously, it is not as biological as it should be, because there is all kinds of just electronics and cybernetics and things happening here. Because Ultron, of course, these Ultron bots have taken over in this area, and it looks to be either a convoy map or a convergence map. I don't think Guan confirmed either way in the dev diary, and hopefully, I'm sure in the coming days, either tomorrow or in the next couple of days, we'll get the actual map trailer for this. But what do you guys think of this map? Because the only thing I'll say is it looks cool. You know, give me more map, but because of what the aesthetic is, it almost looks fairly bland. And that's not saying that no work went into the map or anything. And there's going to be all kind of Easter eggs, the way they fill these things in. But I think like the Krakoa map just raised the bar so high. And because of the aesthetic of this, and an intentional aesthetic, right, of what it is, I'm just not as impressed, I think, as I maybe thought I would be, because everything's just gray. You know, it's just kind of that flat surface of like I don't want to say a spaceship, because that's obviously not that, but it's just very clean. You know, there's nothing. I don't know. What do you guys think?
So you think the whole map is kind of inside, for lack of a better word, instead of Krakoa? You got to see outside. You got to see big skyboxes and all that stuff, right? So this is more of an inside thing. You've got Ultron's head popping in. You got all these guys along the walls. Yeah, I guess we don't actually see any sort of.
Yeah.
There's just so much room in Krakoa, right? And we talked about that too. And even your areas walking up to the points, there's a lot of space there. So this might be a little bit more contained, which won't be as good for Ultron, right? The big flyers and stuff like that. So maybe that's how they're going to balance him a little bit, give him a map that he's not that good with out at the same time as when he comes out, because I'm sure he'll be great on the original Krakoa map, and then maybe that's why that was able to take it over.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but I mean,
they've never let us down with a map before,
right.
So I'm not worried about it at all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried at all. Just I don't know. Like, it's like every map just raised the bar, and this one for some reason it's like, okay, maybe we're not gonna, and maybe it's my expectations are too high on this one. But I think it's just that Krakoa was just that damn good that it was like, there's no way to top that, at least right now. Like, it's gonna take a lot to be able to top that one. But either way, can't wait to jump in there, and I'm glad it's either a convoy or a convergence map. I like that game mode more than I do domination. I think we've talked about that on the show, so kind of glad that's going to be coming in. And hopefully, I mean, they didn't mention it, but I wonder if it's going to just immediately go into competitive too, kind of like.
I'm sure that it will. What's going to be the payload though? I know we've had that talk.
Right? Is it Guan? I
mean, not yet. It's got to be Guan at some point. But we know the story, and Guan mentions it. Extron is Ultron with Cerebro now. So maybe Extron is the payload somehow or something. I don't know. Or maybe they're delivering a bomb or something. Maybe Tony Stark
sort of like reverse nanite or something that's gonna like do something to
destroy Ultron.
Yeah. It's got to be something like that.
Maybe. Yeah, I was wondering if we would get a skin for Ultron Extron?
Extron, yeah.
Because you see him pop up at the end of the Krakoa map if he is successful or not. And it's kind of red with like a big brain kind of thing, just what I remember. But
Cerebro.
Looks great. So hopefully they do that. But I know that the story is that this is a copy of Ultron and not the real Ultron that's got Cerebro. Right. So I don't know. Maybe. But again, it's just a fun game, so maybe they'll give it to us.
Yep. Well,
they can charge us money for it. So
speaking of what might be a fun game, we got another new game mode coming in, and this is an experimental game, as they refer to it. So it's not really an event like we've kind of had with our other new game modes, but this is Ultron's Battle Matrix Protocol, which essentially is a auto chess, or if you've ever played Team Fight Tactics. And essentially this game mode, it's if you've never played one, you might not quite understand it. If you watch the dev diary, you can see where there's like a board, and I think is it 3 rows of is it 5, 4, 5? And essentially you go in and you pick 6 heroes from the lineup. And as far as we know, it's literally any of the heroes in the game, or appears to be in what it shows in the trailer. You're able to go in there, you pick the 6, you pick which lane you want them to start in. And this is going to be you play solo, but it is a PvP mode. And think of the characters you're picking almost as little pawns. You plop them down onto the map, and then you basically just let it go. And you as Ultron are kind of hovering over the board, watching your little pawns go forward and attack the other team's the characters kind of coming. And depending on the characters that you picked and that they picked and the synergies that they had where they are on the map, your characters either automatically kill theirs or yours kill them. And you watch them kind of duke it out. And we see different ultimates being popped kind of down on the map. And then if you complete the round, depending on how you did in the round, you can go in and start equipping these cards. And it looks like depending on the cards that you pick, there's different synergies between them. You earn credits between rounds to buy cards. And the object of the game is to be the last person standing, and you just keep playing kind of in these 1v1s until ultimately you're the one who is victorious. So have you guys ever played like TFT? I mean, or any of these auto chess games? Like, I think, was it Dota has auto chess?
Yeah, I missed that whole hype a couple years ago whenever like that was such a huge thing.
Yeah.
I looked into it, but never actually played any of it myself.
I might have, like, is the games that I've played that sound kind of like this, a couple mobile games. One was like a South Park card battler, and like you like there's a timer and it gives you, it's more of like an active one, I guess. You don't set it all up at the beginning, but it's like, okay, you've waited like three levels, you can drop Eric Cartman and he'll walk towards the end of the map. It's kind of like a wave battler, I guess. Or there was that Warcraft Rumble game, but it's not like that, right?
No, yeah. So
No, that's like Clash Royale.
Yeah, that's like the Clash Royale. So this is literally like, have you ever played, there's a mode in Hearthstone.
I think Hearthstone has
Hearthstone.
Yeah,
and this is the mode my brother-in-law plays like today. Like, this is his Hearthstone. He plays this mode in Hearthstone. Mm-hmm. And some people just love it. And it's
you set it all up and then you just sit there and watch.
You just watch. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're not moving pieces. It's all about the strategy of what you're buying in between rounds, the characters you're bringing in, and then the placement of where you're putting them, and just seeing if you can survive to the next round and do it again. And then by that point, the person you're playing against also is earning credits, also coming up with their team, and you're just battling it out, see if you get to the end. So,
well, this will be the time I try it, I guess.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked, because if I have a feeling if this is successful, this could be the mobile version of Rivals we could get. Because that's what happened with TFT. Was it originally just was on, I think, Steam or Dota? Because that's the Dota one, right? I think was Teamfight Tactics, and they eventually just put it on mobile. And so, like, if this works out, I could see them saying, like, okay, well, let's just take all these characters we've already built and just port that to mobile. So even though it's not like you're necessarily playing Rivals, you're playing with those characters. And then, I mean, how cool would that be if you could still equip all your skins and everything? And it's like you have this in the game, and then you're earning. Maybe they could somehow link it to your battle pass. So you're also, if you have the battle pass on on your regular Rivals game, you're also earning stuff in your battle pass by playing this on the go. Like, it'd be a great way to keep you tied to the game. So
my first thought was, I was like kind of halfway paying attention while this was going on the video, and I saw those cards, and I was like, man, are they putting stadium mode from Overwatch and Rivals now? Like, is that what we're doing? And this kind of has the bones of that a little bit, in terms of like how you do upgrades in between rounds and things like that, and some of the ability. Like, let us have those abilities. Like, Hela has like her primary fire turns into like a machine gun.
Oh my god, dude! Or Venom is huge.
Venom gets massive. Like, that's in the game now, and so it's like it's only a matter of time before like we get to actually have some control over some of that. So it's great.
It's funny you mentioned that, and I don't want to go off on a tangent here, but like, I almost thought this week, before we had all this info dump, like, one of the topics I wanted to talk about on the show was actually about how great it is right now to have both this and Overwatch going. Because I played a little bit of Overwatch this week, and played one more stadium match, and
Don't
then
listen to this, Guan Guan.
yeah, don't listen to Guan Guan, but like they really are two very different games. Like when you go back to Overwatch, but it's so great as a player to have them both right now, and have them really pushing each other. And I mean, I would say if I had to pick one over the other, I'm still kind of going with Rivals because of like all of this, like Rivals. I mean, just look at we're getting an auto chess game coming to the game. Like that's insanity. But as a player, like you could always still, if you're getting bored or just feeling like, I don't know, Rivals right now, I'm not feeling it today, go play Overwatch. If hero shooters are thinking, you may be able to play a couple matches and maybe you'll fall back in love with Rivals because of that, or you'll just have a great time playing both. Like it's a great time to be a player of hero shooters right now. There's a lot out there. Let's see other things coming in this couple little bits here before we get to the actual hero changes in that. They're adding emotes to the game. So I mean, we talked about sprays, and they're giving us 5 sprays now. There's also emotes now coming to the game. So you see a little Jeff, I think, giving a little emote, which is kind of funny.
So a little GIF.
You can also set your mood on your nameplate. You're going to be able to do so, kind of in the corner. And I mean,
Tilted.
Like what are you? How are you feeling right now? I guess.
Always sad.
Muted you.
Yep. Your Lord icons will now be equipped in the character wheel, so you can see those. So rather than just only see them on the bottom of the screen, you can actually see them in the character wheel. So, I don't know how long it'll be, and I'm sure people already have Lord on all the characters, but till someone has a full Lord character wheel. So if that's your thing, you can go in there and be able to do that now, which is kind of cool. That they're throwing that in there so you can kind of show that. Although, I guess nobody else on your team will see that. That's just something you're going to see. But, still cool that that's coming in there. What else? Is there anything else before we get on to the hero changes? I think that's kind of all the big. Ultron, we got the map, we got the new mode. All right, let's talk about team-up changes before we get into the actual characters themselves. So we are actually losing the Venom, Penny, and Spider-Man gone. They're getting rid of the Rocket and Punisher gone. Luna and Jeff gone, and the Black Widow, Hawkeye, Vision team-up is gone.
I'm glad we got to use that before they took it away.
Yeah.
A lot of these.
So we actually understand what it is.
They're also removing Iron Man from the Gamma Charge team up. So it's just Hulk and Namor now. Which when I first saw that, I was like, oh, don't tell me they're getting rid of Namor and Hulk. And no, don't worry, your Gamma turret is still
just
there.
Added that.
Just getting rid of Iron Man. And then I think that was, those are the ones being removed. So the new ones, we're getting one called the Rocket Network. And this is Penny Parker and Rocket. Penny gains access to a second spider nest that will also spawn armor packs like Rocket's respawn beacon. And Rocket's beacon will also act as a mini spider nest when used with this team up. And it will let it defend itself. So it's putting out little spiders. Now, to just be clear with those, you can only have one of the Rocket beacons out at a time. So if you want the respawn beacon, his regular beacon or whatever, you can only have that, or the mini spider nest, I think is what they said, and you can only have one or the other. Symbiote shenanigans is Jeff and Venom. So Jeff can use Venom's symbiote tethers to heal nearby allies. So you see Venom kind of tether to Jeff, and then Jeff has the symbiote kind of swirling around him, and it tethers, I think, to a Punisher is what they showed in the video. So you're able to kind of heal other people, which is kind of cool. Iron Man and Ultron are getting a team up, which just makes sense, right? Ultron can use a modified version of Iron Man's Unibeam that can cause piercing damage while also healing allies. You know what? That's where I got
there it is. I thought I had seen something too, but that's it.
So with that team up, then Ultron will be able to heal with his beam, or with that beam, the Stark Protocol beam. We get the much anticipated, much wanted Jeff NATO coming to the game with Storm and Jeff. So a Sharknado literally in the game. Jeff and Storm can combine their ultimates to drag enemies into a damaging tornado that will then devour any enemy that isn't KO'd by the initial attack. So it's like a double. You're not only are you damaging, and if they're not dead, then you're gulping them up and swallowing them.
Yeah,
I love that.
Have you ever used the Human Torch Storm Ultimate Team Up yet. Like I've seen it in games, but I've never played
We
really
did it
either of those characters.
the first week, maybe it was
Yeah,
available. I
we
remember.
did it a couple times. It's one where like you need to coordinate with the other person.
Yeah.
You got to be on comms for that. So if you're playing solo, this is probably one that's probably hard to do. This one's going to be the same way with Jeff. It's like you see a storm using their ultimate, and you're like, oh, I happen to have mine at the same time, and I happen to be right next to you. Let's use it. I'm gonna pop mine. So.
Let's see.
It's good for pre-made teams.
Yeah, but it'll be great for clips. There's going to be some awesome clips, I'm sure, of people thinking they're getting out of it, and then they get gulped up by Jeff and then toss over a clip. Operation Microchip, which is Black Widow and Punisher, where Black Widow gains a new firing method that lets her deal piercing damage when aiming down her scope. So the video of this had her like shooting through like 6 little robots, which looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then Chilling Assault, Luna Snow and Hawkeye. Hawkeye confused one of his arrows with Luna's ice that will penetrate terrain, stun impacted heroes, and can deal extra damage. And I think what the video showed was the further away they are, the more damage it does with Hawkeye. So,
that's interesting.
Yeah, it kind of showed him like far away. So, yeah, again, you can penetrate terrain, stun impacted heroes, and deal extra damage. So... kind of crazy, man. Cool. Like this to me, like I didn't think we were going to get big changes like this midway through the season. I figured they would just be like adding in whoever the new hero is, like add 1 or 2 different team ups with them.
Yeah, like that's what they did with Sue Storm, right? Or
did we get a big
the
thing?
No, we did get we just talked about it, the Human Torch Storm one.
Right, we just got that added, but they didn't take anything away, did they?
Yeah. No, I don't think so. But so it was every half season, and now after this season it's going to be every month, right, for half season. So instead of 6 weeks it's going to be 4.
Yeah,
because that's be having every month. We're going to have crazy stuff like this happening.
So much work, man.
Yep. And they mentioned, I mean, he even says like, we're changing it now to seasons are every 2 months, but we're ready. Like the heroes we have, we're ready to go. So man,
this is wild. I'm excited to try out all these new team ups. This was a thing when this game first launched. I was just paying attention to the team ups, and still when I play, I'm the last one to pick. I'm like, all right, which character can I pick to get some sweet team ups going? Because that's just a really cool part of the game. You get a whole nother ability just because you got 2 characters that you've picked as part of your team.
Yep. And I can confirm that Neil does that because whenever we play, he absolutely waits for the
team
very end. And he'll just pick like, he'll end up playing Black Widow or some character he would never play, but he's playing him because like, we got a team up. We got a team up. Let's see. Let's move on here then to our balance post. So we did also get the release of all the new changes coming to the heroes. So we're going to go through, we have the post up here. There's kind of a lot here, so I'm going to kind of breeze through some of it, but some of the big ones we're going to kind of stop on. So first up in the post is the Vanguards. Captain America, of course, he's going to take a slight hit to his survivability. I think everybody expected this. He's been just diving everybody in the back and just almost unkillable.
Dirtbag Cap.
Yep, Dirtbag's caps are going to be... I don't know, maybe picking up some of that bag. I
don't know. I don't think it's that. It's that intense. Like he's still going to be a menace.
He still is. Yeah. He is because he's so much fun to play, guys. Like he is.
He's great.
Oh, I love playing him. But the delay of his shield recovery has gone from 2 to 4 seconds too.
That's
after
huge.
Unleashing Living Legend though. So it's after unleashing the Living Legend. So you can't just be popping off the shield. And also the energy cost of his freedom charge has gone up. So
yeah, I found that he was popping his ult quite a bit. Like I played a game as I was Jeff this week, and I'm gonna get this cap eventually, and I'll get him, and then he's like, I'll just ult.
They're immortal.
He gets all his health back and all that stuff, and just bullies me back to my spawn.
Doctor Strange is getting a little bit of a boost in the damage, which is good because have you guys bought? I know you didn't buy, Neil. I don't think the Doctor Strange. Multiverse of Madness. I have enough credits now. Like I've earned him in the battle pass, and I've been so close. Awesome. But like every time I've played him this season, he hasn't been strong enough. And now reading this, I'm like, oh man, like they're giving him a boost to his damage and his standard abilities. They've adjusted the fall off of his daggers.
That's a pretty big deal, to be able to attack from a bit more range and still do some good damage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
his primary fire is hard. You only get 6 or 8 shots, so you really gotta think about when you're gonna do it. You can't just spray and pray kind of thing. But when you do hit them, it's significant what you're doing.
I love hitting a flying Iron Man. That's way up in the air. I don't know what it is. It's always when I'm Doctor Strange and there's an Iron Man. I just love hitting him with those daggers. It's great because they think they can, bob it. And even really any Iron Man or even a Storm, or even I guess a Johnny Storm too. Whenever they think they got the timing to bob and weave through your shots, but you get the timing just right and you're hitting every single shot. There's nothing more satisfying than that.
Was trying that with Jeff's bubbles this week and was not working. They were bob and
they were getting the weave. Let's see. Emma Frost, the White Queen's range is increasing, but her defenses and diamond form damage are taking a hit. You win some, you lose some, darlings. So the range is being increased from 15.5 to 18. The shield value of her mind's ages from 500 to 400. And increasing the cooldown of her Carbon Crush, decreasing the hit damage of her Crystal Kick. How you feeling? You think she's going to take a little step back?
I do. Not huge. I mean, the diamond form that's pretty significant. I mean, that's 100 of the sustainability from that. The other two, I mean, the kick, it sucks too. I mean, because a big way that you could that combo you could do, I don't know how much over damage you were doing. If you could still kind of do that one hit combo with this, losing the 10 damage off the kick and the 10 from the wall. We'll just have to see. It's this one. I think I'll just have to play around with her and see, but, it's a little concerned you're just not going to be immortal anymore in the diamond form, which
I didn't realize how much it's double the damage with the kick if you hit them into a wall. You should always be hitting them into a wall
if you can.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow, that's wild.
Groot, he's getting a little bit of a nerf. He's still Groot, obviously being annoying with the walls, but less damage. So which I don't know how much we're really going to feel this. It's from 70 to 65. I think if it was 70 to 60, you'd notice it. But I don't know how much that's really going to be. Well, I guess we'll just have to play him and see how it feels.
The next one, no.
But the next one, his Ironwood walls cool down from 8 to 12. So they're increasing it.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. So that's
50% increase.
Less walls.
Mm-hmm. The Vine Strikes, most of his damage comes from the walls also hitting you, right? Those normal walls, not the Ironwood ones. But if you attack somebody within range of the walls, they lash out and hit too.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I think that is quite a bit of damage though with each attack doing 70. So that every little bit counts. So we'll see.
Magneto getting a little bit of a boost to his standard damage abilities, they're saying. So they're going to increase the charging speed of his rings from 4 seconds per stack to 3 seconds per stack. So
that's just the passive charge, right? You still get charge from doing damage
hits,
with them,
I think.
too.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Which is cool because I'm still, I got my token and I haven't bought a costume yet. And I'm still on the fence of I actually played a Moon Knight game this morning. And we just destroyed. It was great. And so I'm very tempted to get the Mr. Knight skin too. I'm because it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Well, it's either
or the Master of Magnetism. Magneto skins. I think I used the Willa Galacta one.
That's the one I used.
That's one I have.
Yeah, the one from the Twitch drops.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That one's pretty cool.
That looks good. And finally here, Thor. Oh, man, by Odin's beard. Thor's abilities are getting a tweak, but his survivability is taking a minor hit. So they've adjusted the hammer throw ability effect to a standard ability. They've removed the Thor Force cost and the universal cooldown, which at first I read that. I was like, that's great. Because I hate that, when you don't have enough Thor Force and you can't throw I like being able to throw the hammer. And they're
some
adjusting
sort of range.
The ability cooldown to 6 seconds. Thor gains 1 Thor Force from each hammer throw enemy hit. Decrease the throw hit damage from 70 to 45, however, and the return damage from 30 to 20.
It's ridiculous.
So
why?
Well, because it's a standard ability now, right? You have to. Like before, you had a.
Why was this needed? Why is this like? What was Thor doing in this situation that was?
Because people like me were worthy. If you're watching the video, I actually have Mjolnir right here, right now.
Yeah, it looks very light.
Well, it's because you couldn't pick it up. I could pick it up.
Right. Well, it's my thing is that it seems like that they're tuning this in a way of like, okay, well, you have more Thor Force now. Shouldn't you be happy? And I don't know that it was that hard to get in the first place. You know,
yeah,
it's like you just kind of always have, like, if you're playing Thor, you just have it. And yeah, you don't have it all the time, but you have it a lot. And now maybe you'll have it a lot more, but I don't know that I needed it more. I needed that damage more than I needed some Thor Force.
Like, what are your spenders now? Because you've got your AoE kind of bubble thing that gains you Thor Force. You have your basic attacks gain you Thor Force. Your throw now gives you Thor Force.
I mean,
so
everything
way
but
you
the hammer,
use it.
Hammer throw. Yeah.
The only way you use it is using all three at once for the super mode.
So they decrease the shield value gain from consuming Thor Force. So they've adjusted the bonus health gain from each Thor Force consumed from 100 to 75 and adjusted the maximum bonus health from 200 to 150. So he's just nerfed into the ground.
Sad day. It's a sad day.
Man.
I guess you're
nerfed into the Bifrost.
Is your charge consume a Thor Force when you do your not your hammer throw, but when you like do your jump? You hold your
your dash?
Your dash, yeah. That consumes one, right?
I don't believe so. I don't
know. So it's all just once you have three, use them because there's no other reason to hold on to them.
Interesting. But yeah, so we'll see. I'm really interested to see what's going to happen with him this season. And you know, the one thing, I mean, you say, Ken's like, why? And it is. It's like,
yeah, I didn't feel like he was.
I don't want to say I would rarely see Thor, but he wasn't the Vanguard that I'd see and go, oh no, they got a Thor, because rarely was I coming across him.
I thought he was fine. Like he's not OP. He's not like a problem, but now he's gonna be hard to play.
We'll see.
But I guess we'll see. I don't actually know that. These are just numbers. So we'll just have to see what it feels like.
For me, a person who doesn't play Thor a lot, I like that they added the hammer throw to his standard kit, but I don't know how that's gonna feel. You know, once we
there's kind of a, like, you know how you do like the animation cancel with Doctor Strange and like the Captain America thing. Like there's one you could do with Thor for some extra damage. Using that, and now like that's gone. Like you're not gonna be able to do that at all anymore. Because I mean, you could, but you're gonna do half the damage that it used to be.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the duelist. So Hawkeye, Clint's getting a boost to his regular hits. So he's getting just base damage increase, projectile damage from his blast arrows going up, maximum focus is going. I mean, I don't want to say do we care about Hawkeye, because I hate to say that, but
I don't.
Yeah, okay, Hawkeye's getting a boost. All right, I'm still not going to play him.
Not important.
He was not chosen for our challenge this week.
Yeah, we're not worried about him yet.
We'll talk about this more when we actually play him.
Let's see. Hela's getting a slight increase to her sustained damage. Increase her charge capacity of the Night Sword Thorn from 8 to 10.
That's cool.
So that's cool.
Those are the ones that blow up, right?
Yes, I believe so. Yep. So I'll take that. Johnny Storm, Human Torch, is getting a little bit of a nerf. Looks like he has less damage and survivability, so his damage from his fire cluster is going from 7 per hit to 6. They've increased the charge speed of his blazing blast from 2 to 3, and decreased the shield value gain from flaming meteor from 75 to 50, and increased the cooldown from 15 to 20. So I think that's a big one right there.
What's going on here? Like, again, why? I never had an issue with Johnny Storm.
Yeah,
I think it's higher ranks.
Must be.
You know, you're probably right. Yeah. Because I've seen matches with him where like a good Human Torch really can dominate a game.
It's when he has his fire tornadoes, that's when it's kind of an issue, because it's AoE everywhere. But besides that, you know, you just stay undercover. And
I kind of wish, I know that this is how games go, but in terms of like balancing is literally this, but it's like when Human Torch came out, he was like, meh, not great. And then they buffed him and he was awesome. And now he gets this. And so can we leave him alone for a little bit and just kind
ride the wave?
Like,
We're only halfway through the season. Come on, like let's get a full season with that. Let's see what happens.
I
Let's see
think
Iron Fist.
they have enough people that they can keep tweaking all this. Like there's
Yeah.
some people where
Yeah.
it's their job. Okay, what are we going to change on this character? Well,
I mean, I hate it, but you know what? This is like the fun of these games. Is
it really is. It's always there.
It's
not
like they go up,
what
they go
happens.
down, they go up, and it just makes you just play other heroes and kind of like okay, right now this character's hot, or I'm good with this character now, and then now I can't play them. I got to move on. It ebbs and flows with these games. Let's see, Iron Fist taking a bit of a hit to both his damage and survivability, which I think is a good thing. Lower the dragon's defense, damage blocked, bonus health conversion rate. Say that 5 times fast, from 1.5 to 1.3, and decreasing the maximum bonus health converted from damage blocked from 200 to 175, and decreasing the dash distance as well of his kick. In the Z-axis direction when there is no target.
Oh, just for
So,
like mobility.
Mobility, yes, which I think is a good thing. So
Yeah.
He's
He's already
not
run
too
on walls.
massive. I do think that this is a slight nerf. You know, he's still going to be a menace.
he is, yeah. Well, it's that auto target, man. That's what's
Yeah.
going to do it. Which I think I've said that. Like I almost wish Cap's charge was kind of like Iron Fist. And did we talk about that on the show last week? I might have said it off the air. Like from playing Doom Eternal.
No,
Like,
that was off the air.
I love that. Like when there's right now, if you guys
supercharge.
haven't played Doom Eternal, I mean, it's on Game Pass, but of course it's on all the platforms. The shield charge in that it just feels so good. And it's like if Cap's shield charge worked like that, which, in Doom, you can just do it over and over and over and over again. And of course, Cap would have a cooldown on it, but it's like, let me lock on to somebody and be able to jump up, smash down at them, and then lock on with my shield and just bash into them, I think would be great. I know people are probably like, that would be terrible. It would be too overpowered, but
With a cooldown, it could be fine.
that's
It's got a
well,
cooldown.
it already has a cooldown.
It's
So
a
it's like,
small
it's just
cooldown.
one
in
hit.
Doom.
I mean, Mr. Fantastic kind of does that already, right?
Yeah.
You got to
Yeah.
lock on,
True.
pull yourself to them. So
Yeah. I think that would be
Do it.
cool if they added that to Cap.
throw it in there, Guan Guan.
Yep. And then those dirtbag caps would become even more dirtbag caps.
Yeah.
Let's see. Iron Man. He's seeing a reduction in his repulsor blast damage and burst survivability. The removing, also, we mentioned the Gamma Overdrive from the team up. But he did gain the
That's
new team up anchor effect from the Stark Protocol team up. Decreasing the projectile damage of his third repulsor blast from 50 to 45, and decrease the spell field damage from 60 to 55. So that's a bit of a nerf, I think, to him, right?
So I didn't realize that repulsor blast, depending on which one it is, does more damage.
I didn't know that either. Yeah, until I just read that.
You learn every day.
Yep.
So I wonder what his team up anchor effect will be. You think it's like base, like this is the passive stuff, right? Because he's not the active ability side of the team up. He's the anchor. So he might have like since he's a damage, usually it's like a 5% damage increase or something like that. We'll see.
We'll see. Let's see. Namor, his defenses will be sinking. His monstro spawns are getting stronger, and his ultimate is bigger. So they're increasing the cooldown of his Blessing of the Deep from 15 to 20. Expand his ultimate ability's inner circle radius from 3 to 3.5, and the outer circle from 8 to 9. And,
a bigger whale.
Yeah, the hit damage, however, is going down a little bit. So 200 to 180. And the monstro spawn damage fall off is starting at 2 meters, reducing to 30% at 40, and starting at 20 and reducing it to 50 at 40. So, yeah, a little bit of a nerf, right?
So it starts at the same, like the
fall off starting.
is the same, but it's just you're reducing 50% instead of 30. So that's quite a bit.
Yeah.
But I heard that, these things were shooting across the map and killing people. So I didn't really have an issue with these, but I had Namor's on my team more than the other way around.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to burn down those turrets, man, as soon as
If you see him, shoot him.
get them down.
So the whale, it has 2 circles. Is that just the amount of damage? Does everyone fall down if they're in either circle, or is there just the inner circle where they fall down? You know how they get knocked over by the whale?
That I don't know, honestly. That's a good question.
But it seems like it's 2 different damage sections or radius. So
Yep.
that's cool.
Psylocke getting nerfed. The retrieval damage of her wing shurikens is going from 14 to 12. So that's, of course, the one where you pull it back. So it's not doing as much damage. And then her invisibility duration is going down.
This one kind of sucks.
That's what I was thinking. It's already short to begin
Nice
with.
to have.
Yeah.
Like from 3 seconds to 2 seconds.
I like running away. Give me my survivability.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird one, I thought. Squirrel Girl getting some love. So they're increasing the capacity of her burst acorn from 10 to 12. Which is cool.
That's
so
the base attack?
Just your basic. You're going to be able to pop more off. Decreasing the cooldown of her mammal bond from 12 seconds to 10 seconds. And optimizing the experience of Squirrel Blockade, Tail Bounce, and Unbeatable Squirrel Girl Tsunami, her ultimate ability.
The user
Whatever that
experience?
means.
What does that mean?
I don't know what that means.
So she's not getting any damage boosts at all. Really, the main thing is
the user experience.
Cooldown, 2
more
nuts.
squirrels.
So mammal bond, I assume that's like your auto reload and like your free ability thing.
Yeah.
She gains 2 more nuts and a better user experience.
Yeah. Well, how could you not with 2 more nuts?
With more nuts? More nuts.
I feel like Squirrel Girl was great. Like, didn't need any buffs because I'd have issues with her all the time, just like getting rocked. So scary. This is scary.
Star-Lord. So they've increased the energy cost of his ultimate. So they're basically reducing the frequency of it. However, they're extending the maximum target range from 30 to 40.
Oh my
which
God.
already seemed like it was just ridiculously huge.
Get anybody anywhere.
And adjusting the damage fall off from reducing to 60% at 40 meters to reducing to 75%.
Okay. So
but still,
the fall off is more.
But he's going to come dashing at you, so he's going to close that gap anyway. So it's like,
but not as often.
So I hate it.
Couple seconds left.
There's some Star-Lord is annoying sometimes. Like that's a character I want to jump into though and play. I don't play him enough.
I think the duration of his ult needs to be less because you hear that ability go off and you're like, okay, I'm just gonna keep hiding. It must be done now, and you go out and he gets you.
He's like Liam Neeson. He'll find you and he will kill you.
I will find you.
Yeah. Storm, her ultimate ability, they are increasing the damage of it from 150 to 160, which I think is great. Because I've actually
that's a great ult.
Yeah, I've had a couple times where it's like you pop it and it's like people just stay alive in it. And I'm like, why are they not going down? How do you guys do your Storm ultimates too? The way I do it is I hit it and then I immediately rush to their back line and start in the back and push to mid to front. Like, so this way you're trying to get the healers out and then try to take anybody, because everybody tries to run backwards. So it's like, okay, well, I'm going to go where you are and then I'm going to push forward that way and kind of get people that are trying to run back.
I don't really play Storm, so I'm looking forward to our Storm challenge.
Yeah.
Try this
one day.
Someday we'll get
Sharknado.
Punisher, who I've been playing a lot of Punisher this week. I really have been having a lot of fun playing Punisher. Getting a boost to his mid to long range damage and a slight mobility buff during his ultimate. Which I never even knew was a thing, that you didn't walk fast or that your speed varied during his ultimate. But they've reduced the movement slow rate of his ultimate from 20% to 10% when not firing, and from 40 to 30 when firing.
So when you're not firing, you're basically moving at normal speed.
Yeah, which I didn't even know that was a thing, that it slowed you down.
Yeah,
and the magazine size has gone from 30 to 40 on the Adjudications magazine.
That's your automatic?
Yep.
Rifle?
Single hit damage from 18 to 19. And I want to just throw out and remind people about his shotgun.
Yes.
Do not sit on the shotgun. Like, don't use the shotgun, man. Anytime anybody comes, even mid-range, immediately switch to it. Like, getting jumped by Spider-Man, there's almost nothing more satisfying. It's like, yeah, come jump me, dude. Yeah. 2 shots, you're dead. Like, come on, bring it. He's great. He's great too. I'll take that out.
No, that shotgun gets me every time.
Yep.
Hate it.
It's awesome.
Yep. Been domed by it quite a bit.
Let's see. Strategist. So Jeff, kind of the big one here. Jeff the Land Shark. His kit is getting a fantastic rework. So they're adding a new effect to Joyful Splash. He now also deals damage to enemies at 70 per second and can heal allies through other allies, but not through enemies. Damage fall off starts at 20 meters to a maximum of 65% at 40 meters and reduce healing per second from 150 to 100.
So this is the not the bubble blowing, but the healing spray.
Yes. So you can heal allies through other allies. You're dealing damage to enemies.
That sounds like a lot. 70 per second? Wow.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah, why couldn't we have had this whenever I played Jeff? This is much more. This is a lot more entertaining and interesting than what I just had to do.
They've changed his Aqua Burst to a charge ability, so maximum 3 charges, so 3 seconds per charge. What is that his?
This is Hawktua.
Yeah, it's Hawktua, right?
Yeah.
New effect: direct hits now launch enemies up.
Ooh.
And increase the spell field damage from 40 to 45.
So this has so you can only do it 3 times, and there's a cooldown. Is that what
3
this
seconds.
is?
Yep. You get 3 charges, and there's 3 seconds per charge.
So does this kill DPS, Jeff?
I think it kind of does, man. Although,
yeah,
launching the enemies up into the air, that's kind of cool.
That is
man.
pretty sick. I mean,
Now,
that's very inconvenient.
Does that launch thing up? Because isn't the thing grounded?
I don't know.
Isn't
no,
it?
you get grounded by thing.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah, when he does his charge and blows up the thing.
can
But he
your-
does have like an anti knockback
Yeah, I
as
don't know.
well.
Change the healing effect of his healing bubble from one-time healing to healing over time. They're increasing the healing amount from the previous instant 85 to 120 over 4 seconds. So
That's good.
Reduce the max charges from 6 to 3 and remove the enemy launch up effect. So
I had no idea there was an enemy launch effect.
You're not going to have enough bubbles either. Only 3 now.
Yeah.
Which I guess probably doing that is because you're going to be able to maybe heal allies through each other. You know, that they're maybe thinking you're going to
for the
have,
AoE.
even though your healing per second has been reduced, you're going to be healing more with that. So they're getting rid of the extra bubbles, I guess, maybe. Added a new effect to hide and seek. So it now has an energy cap of max of 120 that drains by 20 per second while submerged and restores 15 seconds when not.
I think this is good.
So you can't just stay in under the sea.
Which, you know, like I said, that was the only real exciting part of my challenge this week was being able to play hide and seek with people. And now I wouldn't be able to be hiding as much and they would be seeking me out much quicker. But yeah.
So 120. So 10. You can still be 10 seconds, which is more than
long enough to get away.
It's what drains by 20 per second.
20 per second, max 120.
Yeah. So 6. Right?
So, 6
seconds.
Math
Which, well, dude, some of those times I was running when I had like a Scarlet Witch on me, she's just locked on me the whole time.
Yeah.
And it's like I had that like twice, and it was just annoying as crap. You had to like try to dodge behind things and then go up walls, and it's like she just was locked onto you. Let's see, Jeff's ultimate. The overflow healing on swallowed allies now grants 45 health per second as bonus health.
Cool.
Up to 150.
But I just spit out my allies right away. I'm like, whoops, didn't mean to take you out. You should be out doing damage.
But even when you do that on accident now, there will be a benefit.
Yep.
There you go.
And then increase the damage reduction received when taking a critical hit from 50 to 70. So
damage reduction received. So it's
Jeff really didn't have a head.
Survivability.
He's just a body. So they had
that was his passive was take less health on headshots.
Yeah.
Or less damage on headshots. So now that's even better.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm understanding.
Let's see, 2 more here. Luna Snow. They're giving Luna a boost to her combat prowess. So they're increasing her light and dark ice healing amount damage from 20 per round to 22. So that is her, I guess, her shift, right? When you kind of pop
attack.
Yeah. Or is that just her basic? Yeah, I guess so. Because I was thinking that was her when you kind of pop it.
I think absolute zero is when you empower your basic attack, which we're talking about now. You get 50 bonus health per enemy hit. That's amazing.
Yes. Granting her with that. So yeah, when you kind of, because that's one of the things I love when people jump you and you quickly hit that. And just like,
yeah.
Bam. Or you freeze them, stun them,
first.
and then do that. Oh, it's great. Mm-hmm. And then increasing the energy cost of her ultimate, which I think is good. I mean,
it's a strong ultimate.
It is very strong. And I mean, if anything, they should reduce.
You're getting energy a lot.
They should reduce
quite a lot too. That they increased it.
Yep. So from 4,500 to 5,000. So that's kind of crazy. And then finally, Rocket, a little bit of a hit. Says he's blasting off from the ammo overload. Of course, he's losing that team up with the Punisher, but he's gaining the new team up anchor with Penny. And they've also reduced the repair mode direct hit healing amount from 55 to 50. So I know that was kind of one of the big things with Rocket, right? This season was like people saying like shoot the ground kind of around your enemies. You're going to do a little bit more damage. I think that's it. And those direct hits were doing a good amount of healing. So I think that's why they've.
Yeah. This isn't changing too much though. So you can still do pretty well.
Yep. But that's it, guys, for the hero changes there. Who are you guys, I guess, most excited to check out of all these? Is there like one hero maybe that's getting the boost that you're like, you want to give him a shot? I think for me, I want to see the Doctor Strange change, man. Like I said, I really wanted to buy that skin, but like this first part of the season, like I've just not played him like I did last season.
I don't know. I wish Magneto's buff was a bit more. It's more of I'm not excited to get in and play everyone. It's like I just want to get in and see how bad it is with the ones that I do play. Like Emma Frost and Thor are my two most played characters right now, and so just excited to get in and see what the damage is.
See what that's like. Yeah, I'm interested to see what the changes to Thor do with his throw. I feel like I didn't use the throw enough as it was, so I don't know if it's really impact me. And after watching Thor this week, I went in there and tried to live my fantasy of playing Thor, and it did not go well. So this is not going to help my case. But honestly, playing a bunch of Jeff this week, and I actually did pick Jeff after I was done the challenge. So I'm interested to see what this is like with this rework.
Nice. Let's see. We also had the Hero Hot List release for the first part of the season. So if you dip in there, once again, the number one picked character on both PC and console in both quick play and competitive, Cloak and Dagger, guys, being picked once again. Let's see. The win rate, though, however, was different. Looks like on both PC and console in quick play, Mr. Fantastic had the best win rate.
He's great.
Yeah, he's good. But only picked this is kind of the interesting thing. So he was only picked on PC 3.64% of the time, and on console 4.41%. But had the highest win rate, which is wild. I'll give you one guess as to who the lowest win rate was on both platforms. Any guesses without looking?
It was. I think we skewed this as we were doing our challenges.
We weighted it a bit.
Number 1 and number 2,
Black Widow,
were our last 2 weeks of challenges,
and Jeff the Land Shark. Which again makes me think Jeff is just that person, or that that just the average player who wants to jump in and says, "Oh, look at that cute shark! I'm going to play them." Don't even know what they're doing in the game, just getting a loss right there. And then I can't help but feel Black Widow as people just think of, "Oh, I'm a great sniper. I want to be the sniper," and just get in there and just can't do anything and just don't help the team. I don't know. That'd be my guess. But
Luna Snow at third though too. I don't know. She's maybe with some of these buffs. Was it kind of a buff? Just base heal damage with her. Maybe that'll help a little bit. But she's you need a bit more aim with her, right? It's not like an auto not heat seeking, but with Cloak and Dagger, the daggers will. It's a little bit. You got some space to actually hit those shots. Where you have to be right on.
But go look over at the list, guys. I mean, there's all kinds of information you can find out over there. Break it down by console, break it down by game mode, whether it's quick play or competitive, break it down by roles. It's cool. I kind of wish they would update this weekly too, just to kind of see, so you can kind of see the meta go through. But I don't know, maybe they just aren't gathering the data enough at that point.
I honestly forget about this a lot of the time. I only check them when they get updated.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, well, we'll check it again next time.
All right. Let's see. So that's pretty much it for this. I mean, obviously next week, this is launching, by the way. We didn't even say the date, May 30th. So next Friday, this is coming out. Hopefully we'll see, like in previous seasons before, we did get some early access, get some hands-on. So I don't know yet if that is happening again this time, but hopefully it will. And if it does, we'll try to get some streams out next week and kind of dig through everything for you before it goes live. and hopefully be able to give you some hands-on impressions next week. So be on the lookout for that. Some other just quick little news here. It has been revealed, if you're looking for some merch, that the company U2s, which I was not familiar with, but they make these cool little figurines. They have announced a Marvel Rivals collection, and these actually are launching on May 27th. So very, very soon. You can go pre-order. They have a Jeff, a Rocket Raccoon, and a Squirrel Girl. And it's spelled YOUTOOZ. Just head over there .com/
or Z.
Marvel Rivals or Z. Yeah, there you go. And you can pre-order these guys. So I guess you pre-order them. They're $30, so $29.99 USD. And it says the estimated departure will be November 10th through December 10th that these are coming out. But pretty cool. They almost look like, I mean, not like pop figures.
Funko? Yeah.
I mean, kind of, but they're more of a figure, I guess.
Detail? Yeah, like how big are these? Are they Funko sized?
It says the rocket is 4.3 inches.
They remind me of what was that like? You remember? So there was Skylanders, right?
Yep.
And then there was a Marvel
Disney
one.
Infinity.
They remind me of that.
Yeah, they kind of look like those. Yeah.
So I've got these guys here. Blizzard had some kind of figures.
Cool.
They're kind of like mystery ones. So I've got Diablo here. So I assume it's going to be something like that, maybe a bit bigger.
Yep. So again, U2s.com. Just search U2s Marvel Rivals. You'll find these.
Yeah, I'm on their website right now, and
they got all kinds of stuff, don't they? It's great.
They got Doom, your new Doom game. Yeah. But you can be the new Doom guy. This is you
can be Pennywise from It.
Yeah, and there's plushies. I mean, free advertising here for them. You're welcome.
Sponsor us. All right, let's move on here to our final segment because again, we're not going to be doing any lore this week for you guys, just because there was a lot to talk about here, and I think I don't know. Kind of looking back at it, it was like, maybe we need Matt here to talk a little about some lore, some Thor lore. Even though we were pretty confident we could go ahead and pull it off, but
not that confident.
Yeah, yeah, not that confident at all. But all right, so let's move on here to our final segment, the part of the show where we get you involved that we call What Ifs. All right, well, don't forget, guys, you can always reach out to us either over on Spotify, just under the podcast that you're listening to right now. Just leave us a comment over there, or you could join our Discord and leave it over in our What Ifs channel. Or, of course, you can email us to pod@rivalsassemble.com. So the first one we have this week comes to us from Torch, and he says, do you guys think it's possible that a hero could have their kit completely changed? He says, the more I think about Black Widow, the less I understand how her kit is related to her character. It would be really nice if she had the Widow's Bite gauntlets or at least dual-wielding pistols. I think they definitely can. I'm trying to think of what's an example in Overwatch? Like Orisa changed drastically, right? At some point.
Wasn't Doomfist a tank at one point?
He was, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Or no. He's a tank now, right?
Oh, he was DPS at first. Yeah.
Yeah. So they can definitely do that.
They did change Jeff quite a bit just now, right?
Yeah.
Like with charges versus not, and even the stuff to Thor. I mean, it's still the same abilities, but they've changed some of the functionality around it too. But I see what they mean, and we talked about this with the Black Widow challenge. Like, I wish we had more of the mid-short range. Although there are people that can use that kick and the jump zip line to them and actually kill people, but I could not do that.
If you could pick one hero now in the game to change the kit, who would you pick? Totally rework the kit. If I had to pick one, and this is going to be a probably controversial pick, and part of it is just because I can't play the character very well, is Spider-Man. Like, I want to play Spider-Man, and I know his kit is, for what it is, it's fantastic. I just can't play him well, and I wish there were, and I don't even know what that change would be, because it's like, they basically give you everything Spider-Man should be able to do. He can punch. He can web, either pull to you or pull him, pull you towards him. Like, he has everything in there. I don't know.
It just sucks. I think Spider-Man's perfect, but I agree. Like I make him just wish that wasn't the wish he wasn't the way he was.
Yeah. But he is great for that. I
Yeah.
mean, I know he is because he does everything he should. But
I don't know about entire rework. We've got this question a couple times, and the first thing that always comes to mind for me is Venom. And I think it's just because of his primary fire. Like from the very beginning, Venom's primary attack, I haven't been a big fan of. I don't know what it is about like the tentacles coming up from the back. It's like they could still do the tentacles, but it's like Venom is like a big hulking, like he's just got his arms out and he's standing there while like you're getting hit with tentacles from. It just feels odd.
I agree.
And so like I wish that he had like a, still give him the same range, but maybe like a tentacle, like a slash or a swoop or like something like it's just weird. And
do you ever melee with him as well? Like I love like when you get in and just even the way it looks and feels, maybe that was
I wish it was something like that. And the third melee hit is a bite, like he bites them. And so like I don't know. I just wish that was different. The rest of Venom's kit I think is fine, but I don't like his primary attack.
Yeah. Anybody
I'm
you
gonna
got, Neil?
say Adam Warlock because I'm not very good with them, but it is nice having a strategist like that, more like damage and with his distribute the healing or distribute the damage across soul bond, whatever that is. That's pretty interesting, but he's not like the typical strategist. And see more of like give him some melee as well. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I actually saw a post today after they posted the video of Ultron, and somebody saying that Ultron looks like what Adam Warlock should have been. And I was like, you know what? Like that's kind of right. Like
let him fly.
He should have been able to fly. Probably should have been shooting a beam of some kind, like healing, and maybe have some sort of like he casts some magic instead of the drone. It's Warlock casting some sort of like healing ball of energy, whatever it is. And I was like that kind of makes sense. But yeah, so they they can definitely change heroes up, and I think we're seeing like we said with Jeff right now. Now they're changing him, so who knows who else. Let's see. This one comes to us from Billy Kane. He says, personally, I want Juggernaut as a tank the most. I feel like this character is perfect for Rivals, and they could perhaps make the map released with him super destructible to really show off his kit. I really want him to have a dash-like thing, but be able to pin people against walls and have extra damage when going through the destructible environments.
Ooh.
Love this podcast. Listen to it every week. Thanks, Billy. That sounds awesome. Give me that.
Yes. I think they did a good job with the thing, releasing him with the anti-destructible / destructible Central Park map, because that had a lot of bridges and stuff you could take out.
Yeah.
I like the change of it'd be kind of like a grab, right? Like a Reinhardt kind of thing, where you break people, and if you break them through a wall, extra damage. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's like Thing has that, but it's like that's Juggernaut's thing. Like when I think of Juggernaut, I think of him like the Kool-Aid Man. He's just bursting through walls all the time. Like that. That's.
But how would you do Juggernaut different from Rhino kind of thing? Because it makes me think of was it the Miles Morales Spider-Man game? No, where you're riding on top of Rhino as part of that.
At the very beginning of that, it's Christmas and you're riding through the mall.
So that'd be something like that, right? Like. Is Juggernaut and Rhino like different enough that you think they'll have both?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, they're both pretty damn invincible. They're busting through walls and all that. Their origin stories and the reason for their strength is very different. I don't know. I mean, would we get both of them? I mean, maybe.
Maybe
one of them
10
sounds
years
awesome.
from now. I don't know.
Good question though. Just kind of to go back to what we've seen in 2.5. What do we think the map hook or mechanic is going to be on the new map? Like
something
I don't know.
techie
with the bots, maybe somehow like more
maybe bots popping up and taking some environmental damage.
Yeah, maybe something like that. I don't know. Because I like that. I love this idea that he says like if we're putting out Juggernaut, like let the map be incredibly destructible because like that's what that character would be known for, what it should be. Yeah. Let's see. This one comes to us from Anderson Prudencio, and he says, if Rivals did a Spider-Verse season, what character would you like to see?
Yes. Rhino. I think like Sinister Six.
Spider-Verse. Right? So like what spider character would you want to
Spider? Like Spider-Ham or Spidey 2099? I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that was the first one that came to mind for me because I think that's a version of Spider-Man that would be very different than like any of the other like web slinging, Spider-Man people.
I mean, I think Miles Morales just in general would be very different. Be able to have the electric shock, go invisible, like he's got very different abilities. I think would be awesome. I mean, who else?
Spider-Gwen.
Spider-Gwen would be cool. Silk, I know, is another character a lot of people like.
Ben Riley.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot they could do. I don't know. I don't know if there's one specific that I would like to see other than, it just would be Miles Morales. Like, I think that would be a great addition because it's another Spider-Man. His kit's different enough that they could really add some cool. I mean, just imagine his ultimate of like, just, maybe like dropping into some enemies and almost like a Scarlet Witch ultimate where then you stop and then just like burst out with the electricity. Like, that would be great. But you have
stun everybody.
Yeah. Slowly build it up over time. It'd be awesome. Let's see, another one from Chester Buselar, and he says, hey guys, do you guys watch a guide on characters before you do the challenge, or do you just go in blind?
Neil watches one as soon as he enters the lobby.
Yeah, character select screen. I got it going on. But I liked last week we asked for the tips in the or someone gave us tips in our Discord. So that's what I start with, that play a couple games, and then I'm like, you know what, I should really understand what these abilities do. So I'm not letting down my team. So I don't know if I did watch any Jeff videos this week, but I read those tips for sure and tried.
Yeah, I didn't for Jeff, but that's pretty much the exact same thing I do. Is like, I'm like, I got this. I'll play like 3 games. I'm like, man, I suck. I need to figure this out, and then I'll go try to find some tips.
I don't. I'm just trial and error and just suck, or just slowly get better. Maybe, I don't know. I just try to figure it out. But that's the thing right now is like we've been playing this game for I don't want to say so long, but like kind of the kits, and it's just that's kind of the fun of it, trying to figure out like how to utilize it. Although I know probably watching a video would help out much better, or would help us out a lot to know the better way, I guess, to play them than probably we do. But
the one thing that's really helpful, that's helpful with this challenge is, now when we go up against these characters, we know a bit more of what we need to be worried about, or when they destroy us in 2 seconds, we'll understand what exactly happened rather than be like, what the heck did they just do? Why am I knocked out right now? So it's good for our game knowledge, that's for sure.
Yep. Let's see, one final one. This one comes to us from Genghis Connor, and he says, I recently tried to gift my friend, who is a Thor main, the Lord of Asgard skin, because I've got a few extra credits, but I found that gifting is done with an equivalent amount of lattice, the gold currency, rather than the blue one, which is normally used for purchasing the skins. Any thoughts on why that's designed this way? Keep up the great work, gents. The only thing I could think of is like, because you're gifting it, they're making you like pay for the process of gifting it too, I guess is the right way to say it. I'm sure there's some way that system could maybe be abused, and that's why. I guess you get free blue currency. Oh, maybe that's what it is, because don't you get free blue currency just by playing the game and from certain events? So you could theoretically create unlimited Smurf accounts and get enough blue currency to gift yourself, your main account,
right,
a skin, right? So that's why they're forcing you to spend. That's what it is. I didn't even think of that till I kind of was thinking that out loud. That's exactly what it is, Genghis Connor. So they want you to, if you're gifting a friend, so that your friend isn't yourself. Because that makes sense. You could just create a bunch of Smurf accounts and then.
Yeah, once an event happens, you just start a new account, get all the blue units from the event, and then use those. Yeah, that's too bad. I mean, it's nice that they have this available at all. Gifting a skin rather than like gifting them money. Right?
Yeah. But
it's like a gift card versus cash in the card.
Yeah. And it sucks when, here Genghis Connor's like, wanting to do the right thing, help his friend. He's using it for the reason it should really be used, but it's like because of the nefarious abuse that it could be there from it. That's why they're forcing you to spend the money. So that sucks.
It is nice being able to buy these with your blue knits, because I think I'm up to enough that I can just pick out a skin now, which is pretty fun.
Yeah, it's great.
That's what I said. Right now, I have enough blue knits, and then the little bit of lattice I have left, I can convert that in and buy the Doctor Strange bundle. I think I have enough for the whole bundle right now.
Oh,
nice. I'm debating. I'm like, it's so good, but I got to play a couple matches when this new patch goes live, see if I want it. But all right, well, that's going to do it for us this week, guys. Again, big thank you guys here for tuning into the show. Get excited. Next week, we are going to be jumping into season 2.5. Ultron is on the way, which means, I guess if you're into the competitive, right, isn't there kind of not necessarily the reset, but if you've earned the skin, you will get the skin halfway through the season, as far as I know. And then if you haven't, you can still have time and have till the end of the season, but you will not be getting the MS Zone skin until the end of the season if you're not gold yet. So got about a week to do that. So get out there if you are interested in getting that skin and want to use it for the second half of the season. You got just a little bit of time left to do that. And again, Matt should be back with us next week. We'll try to get into our Thor lore next week. So the lore dump will be returning. Let us know your thoughts on everything season 2.5. I'd love to know what everybody's thinking of everything that you're seeing. And don't forget to vote in our poll where we are asking you, what are you most excited for in season 2.5? Your choices are Ultron, the new map, the new experimental mode, the new lore, new team-ups, or the hero changes. Let us know. And if you want to take part and do the Wolverine challenge like us, let us know. If you do the challenge, let us know your thoughts.
Send us your tips.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wolverine the tank killer.
Yes. And, of course, head over to rivalsassemble.com. You can find links to all our social links and everything over there, where places you can find the podcast, link to our Discord, and, of course, that link to our Patreon if you want to help support the show and become a true believer of the podcast and get access to not only our MCU recap episodes, but also our weekly solo episodes that feature each of us hosts, one every week, one of us in there. So, all right, well, let's do it there, guys. Until next time, thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll catch you later.